Once you've scanned your watercolor painting, get it to your computer, open up Photoshop, go to File, Open, and I will be using Annie's Penguin. We'll need now to rotate. Go to Image, Image Rotation, and we're going to go clockwise. We need now to crop one of these images. So go to the crop tool on the left. Before we go any further, we need to zoom in. So Command plus zooms in, Command minus zooms out. We'll start on the top left corner and we'll click and drag to the opposite corner. We want to leave a bit of white all the way around. To make the crop, either double click inside the selection or just press enter. Before we go any further, save the work with a new title. You will be prompted to select a quality level. Make sure you go to the highest, which is 12. To be able to fully edit a Photoshop file, we need to convert one of the layers, the original layer, which is called background, into a regular layer. So if you go to layers on the right hand side palette, you can just double click inside background layer and you'll get automatically this little box telling you it's now layer 0. Just OK that. This layer now becomes far more flexible and more editing can be done with it. We'll need now to further rotate our artwork. So we go to Edit, Transform, Rotate, and you get this little bounding box. Just hover outside on the corner and that will enable you just to be able to rotate the image as much as you need. I'll just do it just a little touch. Press enter or double click inside the bounding box and you've got the transformation. We'll now return to the crop tool and just refine our crop, and we're going to go slightly within the painting so we're nice and flush to each of the edges. We are now ready to start refining our watercolor painting. We are going to work mainly with the clone stamp tool. So let us go to the left palette and here's the stamp tool, and let's see how it works. Let us zoom in, and if you hold the shift key and click with the mouse, you can move around and get into the spot you want to get into. So hold the space bar down and then click and move around. Now the stamp tool allows you to clone or copy one part of your artwork and paste it into another. Okay, so basically with the stamp tool, you get a kind of a brush size, which you can change on the top left corner here. And we're going to go, I don't know, relatively large, but you can go really big according to your need. We can also play with the hardness of it. It's best to have a blurred edge of your brush. That way it doesn't look too sharp and too abrupt when you copy one area and paste into another. First, we need to find an area we want to copy from and the area we want to paste into. So holding down the Option key and clicking gives you the selection that you want to copy or clone, and then move across to where you want to clone to and go click. And what you'll notice is a little plus symbol comes up and that is the area that's been copied. That little plus symbol, barely visible, that's what you've got to be mindful of, because if you go too far, it will copy the wrong area and you have to make corrections, which is easy enough. If you want to go backwards, it's Command Z. If you want to go multiple steps back, it's Option Command Z. So now this is going to be a process of selecting and cloning and reselecting and cloning, always making sure if I want something different as a color or as an area that I want to clone, make sure that I'm actually holding the Option key and clicking in the right spot. And knowing that if I make an error, I can go backwards in my history and just make the corrections. Okay, I will now speed this whole process up so you don't have to hang around waiting forever. Now that I'm done, I can save my work. Make sure you save it as a new kind of file, a new file. So it's not a native Photoshop file, but please save as a JPEG and make sure it's at the highest resolution, 12. Also a new name.